While it's all record, off record, I still want the act, not the ghost.
Well, hello and welcome back to, thankfully, the second episode of the DC UK podcast. As you'll see, alongside me, I'm going to point in the right direction on screen, which is always helpful. I've got Ryan, and you didn't have him on the first episode, but he has joined us. It's Angus as well. Welcome, boys. How are you both doing?
How's it going, everybody?
It's going great.
We had
Phenomenal.
We had a fantastic first week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't expecting it. I don't think any of us were.
No one was.
No, at all. It was unreal. What a way.
But I think it tracks historically. I want to say for the past maybe last year was the anomaly, but I want to say I remember 2023 New England 1-goal win, and New England had a striker sent off. Veroni got sent off. Year before that, 1-goal win. The team had a red card. This year, 1-goal win. Philly had a player sent off. It's I feel like this is just the pattern for DC United season openers. Oh, and a debut goal from a player 2020. That goes back to 2021. Brendan Hines against New York City FC.
Oh, now that was a strike as well.
A guy who we're gonna see on this weekend as well against Austin.
Ryan, though, do you want to just turn around and show us who you've got on the back of your shirt?
That's it.
He's got the key man from the debut goal at the weekend. But this episode I think it's going to be a nice, happy episode because we're going to be breaking down that win. We're going to be looking ahead to the game at the weekend, which is a lovely, lovely time for me. A 7:30 p.m. kickoff on a Sunday evening. I don't think it gets better than that for me. We're just going to be kind of looking ahead. We've got a couple of questions to answer from you guys who've sent some in. But yeah, one thing I did see that got released today is the club profile.
Yes, profile. I've looked over it. I've got some great thoughts on it.
Cool. I was about to actually ask you, Angus, what you'd actually looked at.
So spreadsheet. I keep a spreadsheet for the team. That'll be fully updated once I have the MLSPA salary report.
Yep.
Then I'm able to actually do the math that needs to be mathed. But the roster report looks great, and I'm going to pull it up on the side here.
Yeah.
But quick notes off the top of my head, as I finally there's the here button. We are one of our signings, the new right back from Switzerland.
Hefty.
Not a TAM player, not any sort of designation other than the fact that he's just on the senior roster. Now, granted, his contract runs through June of next year, which is a little weird.
Because the new season.
Yes, but he has an option for 27-28. But to have paid a transfer fee and to have brought in somebody who theoretically could be a starting right back on the team, that's phenomenal business to keep him outside of the TAM rating. But that's just a smart signing. We need more signings like that. That will help fill holes in the roster.
Yeah, and how did you? I mean, well, actually, we'll talk about how he played. I think he was one of those players who did make his debut at the weekend just gone. But we've only got obviously the 2 DPs, so we've gone with the U22 model to start off with,
which makes total sense because we had 2 DPs on the roster last year. We had the same amount of U22s on the roster last year, and we decided to go with the 3-3 and then never signed the 3rd DP. You can keep we can't make a signing unless they're a free agent until they're a free agent, right? Yeah. So our lineup is set basically till the summer. What is stopping us from selecting the 4-2 and pocketing $500,000 of effectively gift card gam is what I'm calling it, because it expires at the end of the year, right? It's not permanent. You don't get to keep it. So it's gift card, right? Which is perfect as well because we need that gam. People are like, well, if it expires and we don't use it, that's a waste. I'm like, well, technically you can just use that $500,000 if you're smart with your roster selection, pick it early enough in the window. You can use that $500K and then keep $500K of your own gam and then just carry that over. It's a gift card. You just use it, right?
There's got to be a catch to it, hasn't there? Though this gift card game, there's got to be a catch. You can't
The
just
catch
say,
is that it expires.
yeah,
So the thinking is that it would, if it properly was a loophole, and we've discussed this time, like I think in the old Twitter days, we discussed this a lot, because people were like, "There's no way they're just going to hand every team $1 million." Right, exactly. They don't. You can't save that $1 million for years and years and years and acquire $5 million in GAM by playing with 4 U22s. You have to spend that that gift card they give you expires at the calendar year end for Major League Soccer.
yeah. It's interesting because the other thing I noticed, I don't know whether you've seen it at all, Ryan, but Kim is still obviously there, and
He's on loan.
he is
Like,
on loan.
unavailable, so he doesn't occupy a U22 slot. So we have an opportunity where, so he's
Right.
listed as a U22 because he's on loan.
Yeah,
This goes for all, from my understanding, unless this roster loophole was fixed over the past
Yeah.
year or whatever. Because remember, Click was on our roster as a designated player last season while actively playing for Atlanta United.
worst deal ever.
Same situation here, right? Where Kim Jung-hong is now off of our roster. Because he's fully off of our roster and out of the league, so long as he does not return to our roster, we can fill that U22 designation. Miami did that. Miami had that issue as well 1 or 2 seasons ago.
Oh, but they don't matter. They don't.
They don't. They set precedent. They do set precedent that we can follow.
Yes.
So by them setting that precedent of loaning players out in order to make their stuff work, that's how we get we could theoretically have 7 players that fill our big 6 roster slot designation. Now, if he comes back from loan, we'll have to deal with the fact we would have to deal with that.
Yeah.
But as of right now, he's totally fine to be in Korea, and we could sign an additional U22 or elevate a homegrown player to a U22 contract in order to fill that void should we see fit.
No, that's a nice little segue to not a point that I actually wrote on the show notes, but a new homegrown signing.
Yes.
This week, goalkeeper. Is it Grant LeVay or Grant Lavelle? How are we pronouncing his last name?
I just Lavelle. Yeah, it's just Grant. Yeah, just Grant made it do
Grant, that'll do.
Yeah, and I mean, sticking on the homegrown stuff too, you also get Jackson Hopkins elevating from the supplemental roster to the senior roster, so he's hitting the salary cap for the first time. But again, keeping him off of a U22 designation when we could still designate him that after the season, I think is very smart. That's just smart business.
Yes. Then other things I noticed on the roster thing that got released was Richie Aman was listed in there, but obviously he was a supplemental roster.
Yes.
Which I completely forgot about him, if I'm honest.
Draft pick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generation, and I'm going to say it the correct way, Adidas, not Adidas.
Yes, because it's Adi Dassler's company. Yes. Nikola Markovic being Generation Adidas is pretty sweet because his full contract, so through 2031, completely paid for by the company Adidas, like fully paid for. We don't spend $1 on it.
Yeah.
And so $1 doesn't hit the cap, even though he's on the supplemental roster anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. But no, that's the one good thing about the super drafts is the fact that you still have those opportunities to have those types of players and they don't hit you spend. But for me, the super draft is starting. Well, it's not starting. It's been gone this way a long time. But the level of the players that are coming through in the drafts are not enhancing the league as much as they used to.
Right. I mean, but I was explaining to my brother, who's a big American sports fan. My brother, whose name is Billy. I was explaining that it is a legacy, Billy. Like it's a thing that we do, like because it's a American sport thing that we should do. But I mean, you run down the list of players that have been MLS players, at least role players who gain minutes all the time. You got or even better, right? Like Julian Gressel, Matt Turner,
Yeah.
Daryl DK, who I want him back so bad.
Oh, it's in the physio room now, isn't it?
Yes, but I want him here in DC because he's awesome. And that's it. That's it. I when he's at his peak, he's the best. But he hasn't been there since Orlando before he left for Europe.
Yeah. There's a lot of players who tend to leave MLS to England or Wales.
Right.
Who suddenly pick up an injury, like Jordan Morris picked up.
Literally, Jordan Morris and Paul Arriola both did the same thing.
Ben Olsen back in the day broke his ankle. Basically ended his career playing for Nottingham Forest. Just a shout out to look back at that episode. ZCUK podcast back here. Ooh, what season was that when I had him on?
Ben Olsen?
Yeah, that must have been season 2. That would have been 2020.
Yeah, his last year here, right?
Yeah, because I've had him on. I've had the man who ran the plays into the ground, Lasada, on the show as well. That was weird.
Yeah,
that was in his first week in DC when he was at the what was it?
The driver's license.
He was quarantined in the because it was still COVID times. That was crazy. Good episode though. Good episode. Go check it out. Cool. Anything else we want to talk about? Any other sort of transfer dealings that we might have seen? I'm trying to think. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Josh Sargent.
Yes,
he's now back in.
Not a $22 million player, if you ask me. That's just a personal thought. I don't think he's worth $22 million, but Toronto likes to just
spend
pour money on something.
Yeah, overpay for players.
But he's not Italian.
No, it's true.
It's an unusual signing for them. Not an Italian expensive signing. And I'm trying to think. There's obviously other one. Can't think of anybody else, but there you go. Shall we have a chat about the game at the weekend? Because that was phenomenal. I'm just going to quickly run through the stats. And I did do the watch along at the weekend, where lots of you tuned in, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Some great chatting there. And I'm going to do it again this weekend. So if you boys are around, you're more than welcome to come and join on the watch along.
Sweet.
We've match stats wise, expected goals, because that's everybody's favorite stats. 0.91 for DC to 0.41 of Philadelphia Union. So really not much in the way of clear opportunities in this game. 7 shots to us, 11 shots to Philly. Obviously, they kind of went a bit more attacking in the second half, even though they were down to 10 men for 20 odd minutes of it. We only had the one on target. It's the one that went in. That's all that matters. They had 3 shots.
Funny because we did hit a couple of posts.
We did.
Yeah. And I don't like that posts don't count in soccer.
Well, they count as off target because they didn't go in the net.
Sure, but you could score a goal at a shot on target.
It's true. We had, out of the 7 shots that we had, 5 were inside the box, which is pretty good going because I'm not basing this off any actual physical proper stats, but I've always felt like in years gone by that a lot of our attempts were always outside of the box rather than inside the box. So to me, that was really good to see. Possession, near enough 50-50. And then other key stats. I mean, we only had 1 corner in the game. Philly had 5. Not much in terms of offsides either. And classic MLS, 35 fouls in the match.
I mean, I love that. And I love that. I am tired of DC being almost a pushover team because teams don't respect us anymore. They just don't. They don't.
Why should they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to go out there and demand that respect now, right?
You got to earn it. Yeah.
It's kind of why I'm mad Boris Enow's not around anymore because that guy, he would get out there and he would break someone's leg though, and we don't have any.
Boris Eno, I've got one gesture for you.
You know what a day was and had goal and assist in his last game. He was awesome.
Yeah, he just wasn't our type of player. No, he was not good for us.
He's a bit of stripes mixed with plaid, just good player, wrong fit.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, which we could talk about a little bit too, because we hung on to another player a little bit like that in Matty Peltola, and he had out that guy,
Craig,
absolutely phenomenal. in the midfield, which we've all been crying for because I felt like he was trotted out at center back way too much under Lassane.
No.
And it was just a bad experiment. And you finally get him slotted in with a coach that has some sort of tactical makeup around him, right? And he just dominates. Yeah, he just dominates. And I think that's the stats indicate exactly how DC wants to play going forward. I mean, it might not be the most exciting soccer that you see, but we were dead last year, and that sucks. Like that, I would rather draw. If we've come fully around, we've returned, right? Under Ben Olsen, we were like 0-0 draws suck. I'd rather lose 3-0 than draw 0-0. And then we lost 3-0 a bunch, and we're like
A lot. That's how 0-0 draws. Let's go, Bert.
let's take a 1-1. A 1-1 would be great. Yes, have to lose 7-1, trying to win 2-1. Let's tie 1-1. Let's do that. And I mean the backline looked great. Like, you have a team in the Philadelphia Union who scored a lot of goals. Granted, the person who scored a lot of those goals now plays for us. But, I believe every single person said, oh, you won't have those chances in DC because he's not playing for Philly anymore. So if that's the logic you want to run, then Philly is Philly, right? And we held them to like nothing. And they just beat a team like 7-0. Granted, they're from Trinidad and Tobago, but in the Champions League, right?
Yeah.
So I think we played really well. And I think we showcased exactly how we want to play moving forward.
Yeah, you can only beat what's in front of you at the end of the day, and Philly just did. So it felt like they were always a little bit off the pace, and I don't know whether that is because of the extra travel that they'd done midweek with the Champions League, but they didn't play their best team either.
No,
They had
you're playing
rotated lineup.
Yeah, you're playing a team from Trinidad and Tobago.
You're not gonna let your starters, are you?
You could beat. Caven Sullivan had 2 goals. 16 years old, had 2 goals.
Yeah.
Right. Are we being for real? Like, your first game of the MLS season, or kind of a cakewalk CCL fixture that you could fix if it goes bad in the midweek following.
Yes.
You should prioritize that first game of the season, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not an MLS coach,
And it's winning against its rivals. And I would have used Colbert.
I want this. I don't like Philly. I don't like their fans. I don't like them. I want this. I want this smoke.
Now, my question to both of you now is: were you both at the game at the weekend?
I was not.
I was.
You was.
I was.
How was the atmosphere in the stadium, Ryan?
It was good. At the beginning, it was kind of... So I was with the support group, Screaming Eagles, and everyone was like, yeah, good to be back, right? But they're like, we're going to lose. No one had high hopes for this game. We go to the game, right? The Bear Bravo was back, and it was just... the stadium energy felt like it was there, right? I think people were just excited to be back, and obviously it showcased it, right? We got the win.
Yeah. From watching it on TV, the atmosphere was great. And
The atmosphere was great with an empty stadium.
Yeah.
There were a lot of empty seats, and that's fine. I actually want that to be the case.
Was it like that? Was it truly empty, or was there just...
Wasn't like... From my rewatch I've watched it on film, I guess.
What's that?
Yeah, like, watch some film on it, put it on all 22, move it around a little bit, pause,
Black and white.
analyze it, that kind of thing. Using Apple TV's wonderful replay feature. 24 hours after the game finishes, of course.
Yes.
But regardless, I watched it. It looked less full than it has been, except for the supporter section. And that's where the atmosphere always comes from anyways. And I think I think that's healthy. I think it's a good thing because it shows people in charge that you have dedicated fans you should be trying to keep around, but also that the team is not good enough to garner the casual fan to come out of their way in the middle of March to go watch a soccer game. It's not going to happen.
I'm just trying to see if I can actually find... I mean, I don't know why I'm actually looking, because attendances are never reported correctly.
No, because it's gonna be like 18,000 or something like that, because they have all their season ticket holder base, and then all of the tickets that got sold that didn't actually end up getting scanned in.
Yeah,
it's probably like 65%, 70%, I'd say, or 70% full.
So you reckon attendance, again, I'm going to use commas on this.
Yeah, air quotes.
Yeah, air quotes, that's the 18,003.
Told you.
It was
Good
definitely not half.
That's not,
Percent.
because that's only 2,000. That's 2,000 empty seats.
That is literally 90%
Ain't
full.
no way.
It was not that at all.
That way. And by the way, those 2,000 seats include spots in boxes and suites that who knows how many people are in that, right?
Yeah, it was the 14th most attended match of the weekend, last weekend.
I don't like that stat. That's a stupid stat. Our stadium capacity is 20,000 people, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you base it on the percentage.
We could talk about the stadiums a little bit. Did you see the Athletic did the
Oh, yeah.
MLS
Yeah, right.
EM
Pretty sad.
survey? Yeah, I think they're all just a bunch of little douchebags, but that's just me personally. Because like I genuinely this is where I think they're all mad because they get lost because our stadium is different than that stupid box stadium they build in every other city. Like Lower.com Field, Geodis Park, Q2 Stadium in Austin, the new one they're building in New York City. All four of those stadiums are the exact same stadium.
Yeah.
They look the same. They create the same emotions. It's literally the same stadium.
Because you get that. I mean, you look at it in England, when Riverside with the Borough Stadium opened up, it was this particular style. But then you had the same style at Derby County. You then had the same style at Southampton, the same style at Sunderland. It's the same architects, obviously, just going through and building. So it doesn't surprise me we're getting a load of stadiums look the same.
Right.
But I can understand a little bit from executives' point of view, and this is only because they're not fans.
Right.
So they're not thinking from a fan point of view. They're thinking from a different special ivory tower kind of view. And when you look at it walk around the stadium, it's quite basic from that aspect.
Yeah.
When you're in the stands, it's a completely different kettle of fish.
Right. And I
Everyone's
would like to point out, and I point this out every time someone complains about our concourses. Our concourses are set up because the power lines that feed the entire neighborhood run under the stand. That is why there is no concession stand that is bolted to the ground on one half of the stadium. So that way, in the event of a major power outage that could affect everything from Nats Park to the Army base that is right next to us, they have to drive the trucks in, move everything out so they can work on the lines. That's where they do it.
That's bad planning.
I think it's phenomenal planning because otherwise it would be residential. Or it would be in an apartment building or like a 5/1 mixed use building. So you put it in a position where you're not destroying a public park every time there's a power outage. You're not destroying someone's front yard every time there's a power outage. You're not doing all of these things that would be a nuisance to people, generally speaking. You're closing a sports stadium that usually doesn't have people in it during the normal workday anyways.
I think it could have been better.
No, for sure. But also, where are you going to put the stadium in the city? Like the only other spot is now going to be a Commander Stadium. But look at how long that took, right? So
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for the Spirit to do what they're saying, because they're saying they're going to put a stadium in the city somewhere, and I'm like, phenomenal. Where? I would love that. That would be amazing. Where?
yeah, that would be nice. Anyway, back to the Philly match. Debutants. Sean Johnson. How did we rate him on his debut?
Great.
You know?
Let's do a thumbs up, thumbs down. He's a thumbs up. Big thumbs up. It might even be 2 thumbs up. He was ranked, MLS Sickos ranked him. They do a goalkeeper power ranking every week. Number 4 in the league. I think it's the highest goalkeeper they've ever had for DC United since those rankings started.
Nice. So 3 shot saves. Clean sheet. A couple of times he looked a little bit.
He had some fumbles, right?
He had some
That was
fumbles,
weird.
a couple of miscommunications on it as well. But it's the first game, so I'm not going to expect perfection. But
No.
clean sheet. You can't go wrong with that.
Can't get mad.
Hefty. Right back. What did we think of it?
It's fine.
Thumbs up?
Somebody the back line looked good. I thought he linked well with Jackson Hopkins. We could talk about Hopkins later after we do through the debutantes, but that's something to watch for the future too.
Kurokawa.
Shoot thumbs up.
That for me, that was the big
Amazing.
two.
His link up with João Peglo on that left side. It was what was promised to us with Schnegg and Peglo last year.
I will not have a bad word said about Schneck. I liked it.
I liked him
good.
too. I just he again stripes and plaid, right? He's a very good left back, but he's not the player that we needed.
Yeah.
In that position. And it looks like Kurakawa is the player to sit on that left back side, make the overlap run when necessary, but not always be caught in the attacking third like David Schnegg was. That could be because he started his career as a forward, so he's got that striker's mentality, which is phenomenal when you're crashing the back post, but it's even better when someone's covering behind you so you don't get exposed, and that's what happened far too many times last year. So it's a square peg round hole, stripes mixed with plaid, whatever you want to call it.
We then had obviously Baribo making his debut.
Forwards up.
Scored.
Yeah.
Had a goal
Good
this
house.
Yep. If that goal was allowed, if Kurakawa
Well, I think the one
take off, so it's
I think the one off.
Yeah,
The
could have
outside one.
well, there was the but then there was the one that he smashed over the bar as well.
Yes, true.
So there was plenty of opportunities for him.
All of those were the same. No shots on target in that.
Muntianen,
Not enough time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to see him get more phased in, and when he will be phased in, I think he's going to be good. But I mean, Pirani played really well. I don't know about you guys. I think he's serving a role, right? In the same way, and this is why I like Baribo over Benteke right now. Benteke was a guy who you needed to build around in the build-up play so that you give him the time to run to the spot to get to his thing. Baribo can take that hold-up play and run with the ball, which Benteke couldn't do because he's just too old, too slow. He did 2 years ago.
Benteke was a target center forward, right? You're
Right.
You were just gonna find him. He's gonna hold the ball, right? And then you're playing off of him, right? Baribo, though, what I liked about Baribo was that he was dropping back too to check his ball, right? Karani was dropping back to almost like a 10, so then he would get the ball right, and the ball was moving forward. And then on defense, right, they were both tracking back and fighting, right, which I just love to see, right? They're trying to win the ball, right, helping back on defense, helping back our midfield.
Right. Yeah. Who else did we have making a debut? Markovic made his debut. He only came on for a few minutes as well, so
Yeah.
I think he could be great. I think he could be a really good player for this team. I got the opportunity, actually, to say hi to him and Baribo, not at the season ticket member event. We were having a supporters meeting at the same time with the same night, same area, just off in one of the suites.
Yeah.
And they all came in to have a quick conversation. So Caden Clark was there, Jackson Hopkins was there, Baribo was there, and Markovic was there. First off, Markovic, very tall. Very tall. Is he sneaky tall? Is he sneaky tall? Sneaky tall. Come on. You give him a handshake. First of all, big yes, not for you, Mr. 6'9". Fed. Yeah. Sorry.
inch matters.
You give him a handshake. First of all, big hands on the guy.
Okay, good now.
Like he's got. If he was an NFL quarterback, he could grip the football. But Baribo, he's kind of sneaky short. He looks bigger on the field than he does.
Okay.
When you're standing next to him.
Yeah.
Right. Markovic, sneaky tall. He looks shorter on field. I don't know what it is. Jackson Hopkins also. I think that kid grew. I honestly think this. I think he had an off year. For the last couple of seasons, like last year specifically, because he grew. I think he had a growth spurt. I do not remember him being this tall. He's taller than me, and I don't remember him being taller than me when I met him the first time I met him, when he was still a teenager.
He's had a haircut as well.
That's true as well, but his hair was taller back then.
Yeah, but with it being shorter, that'll make you look. I know it sounds back.
No,
you
got
look
you. I got
big
you.
in a big.
Yeah. No, I got it. Yeah, I think he got a little bit taller, and that could explain why he had a little bit of an off year last year, because he's dealing with being a couple inches taller
last year as well.
See what I was saying?
The stars align.
I mean, let's put it this way. I had major back issues when I was having my growth spurts.
Right. I'm not saying he did. I can't confirm nor deny, but it feels like he did.
No, I did request to have an interview with him for this episode, but didn't hear.
Well,
Next time I'll ask him.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. But I'll just go. just curiosity, have you grown in the last couple of years? You look a bit bigger than you normally do.
Right.
I forgot one player who also made his debut, Sean Nealis.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, but that's a good thing. If you're forgetting a center back even played, it means they played really well, right?
I mean, didn't make
it's like
any mistakes. That's always a good thing.
Was it the Paolo Maldini quote where it's like, if you have to make a tackle, it means you've already messed up, right?
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
So it's like, again, if you have a perfect game for a center back is just not being talked about.
Yeah, I mean, the players who do the dirty work, if you're not talking about them, you know they've gone about their business the right way.
Right.
But speaking about people who didn't do their business the right way, Alado getting sent off for Philly. What?
Yeah.
What?
Don't know what
Official reason? Dissent?
Don't know what he said.
Yeah, he said something. I don't know. But Master Bartley blew him a kiss, though, which was funny to see.
Yes.
There was it must have been like there's a baseball movie in the States called Bull Durham. It's got Kevin Costner and like Susan Sarandon in it.
Okay.
And there's a scene where Kevin Costner gets kicked out. He's an old veteran like catcher trying to make a young pitcher like figure out his game, right?
Yeah.
Mentoring the kids. So he gets angry at the ref in one scene, calls the ref a cocksucker and gets thrown out of the game. And the radio broadcaster and the people listening on the radio go, what did he do now? And then one of them goes, must have called the ref a cocksucker. So that's what I assume when I see someone get booked for dissent. Must have called the ref a cocksucker.
Thing is, what you've just said there, get booked for dissent.
Right.
That's the usual. But
Right.
this was a straight red. So this
Straight
must
red.
have been-
So he must have said
must have been really serious. I mean, he could have said, see you next Tuesday,
right.
if you get the acronym. I might have to bleep that out. Now, keep it in touch. Actually said,
We're gonna say C. It's gonna be SEE, right?
yeah, see.
Yeah. See you next Tuesday. And we're talking about the Champions League. You know?
Yeah.
Have a break.
Yeah.
Come back on Tuesday.
Because there was also rumors, and I don't know whether this is founded or whatnot, but there was talk about abusing one of the ball boys as well.
Crazy work. It's
So,
man.
yeah.
That's a kid. Like, what are you
Yeah.
like a kid who's not even playing? Like, or what are you gonna do? Are you gonna yell at a fan next? Like, come on now.
I'll go full counter and do a karate kick.
Right, exactly. Might as well. Or who is it who punched the ball boy that one time? Is it Neuer?
I don't know about punch. I know
No, Hazard kicked him.
Hazard kicked it.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, you get that. It's like, did his suspension come out? Like, how many games he's suspended for?
I don't think so. Let me check.
So just if you have it, I think it would have been a little bit bigger news if it was more than just one game. So it might just be the one.
Alado suspension. So I'll see if there's anything on that one.
Because if it was a longer suspension, you'd assume that the press would be asking about
Alado. I notice of suspension is just on the MLS website.
Yeah, so
it
it's
doesn't
just
say
probably just the one gamer, and then that's it.
the official reason: offensive, insulting, abusive language or action.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll see if there's anything further from that. Because sometimes it do take a week or two to go through for any extra suspensions, but you always get that immediate 1 game suspension. So, interesting. Anything else we want to talk about from that game? I mean, I'm just loving that. One thing I noticed compared to previous seasons is how free we looked.
Yes. There's a
We
lot
were
more
just-
space out there.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
Everyone was running around. Hopkins
Right.
was unreal.
Yeah.
Cutting inside so many times and just.
Brandon Servania looked competent. That's a good. Maybe I judged
So
the guy
that's a word I've never thought I'd hear.
Yeah, maybe I judged the guy coming off an ACL tear a little too harshly, but I didn't think he would at least be a competent center midfielder. But here we are.
Now, the other thing, obviously, with Montiano being obviously a DP and Pirani currently occupying that second striker role, when Montiano is starting, where does Pirani go?
The bench, and he comes off the bench where he's been the best he's ever been in this team.
Does
As a super, when have we ever been able to sit down and go, oh my God, we have a real super sub that could actually change the game offensively?
Do you think Pirani would would be happy with that though.
I mean, I don't see why not. It's kind of what he did last couple of years, and he was fine with it. And if not, we could sell him on, and that's pure profit into that's pure GAM. That's like a pure resale investment that we get back on him, right? So
I would, to hear me out on this one, I would drop Savannah. And I would have him in there, because then you've got Peltzer.
I would maybe go Caden Clark over Pirani just because of the physical needs in terms of being an 8 in that system. Because we still want to be defensively sound.
Yes.
And I don't necessarily know if Pirani is strong enough to play the physical needs of that.
Like box to box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's talented
enough.
enough.
Pirani getting too high up and staying too high.
Exactly. Because he did that. He's done that previously. Like, I remember losing to Inter Miami because he didn't mark Sergio Busquets.
How? I mean, that's not a hard job.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, just stand in front of him. If he gets the pass around you, you got beat. It happens. One of the best players of all time. It happens. But when you're not even standing there, come on.
We need to talk about Inter Miami soon as well, because that's happening pretty soon. But
next Saturday, yeah, it's the game after this.
It is. But speaking about the next game, Austin FC on the roads, up against our former defender, as you said.
We have a lot of road games early in the year. Have you noticed that? It's like we play at Inter Miami next, and then after that, we don't have a home game until mid-April.
Yeah, it's like a month. So we're already.
Inter Miami is home.
No, I'm including that as a home game. I'm saying afterward, you've got like a month and then a home game, and then you got 3 on the bounce right after that away. Because we go Red Bull midweek away, Philly away on the 18th, and then another midweek away at like Chicago or something like that.
Yeah, Chicago on the 15th, then Atlanta on the 21st, but then we're at home to Dallas.
Right, and then following that, you've got
there's 3 road games on the bounce. One of them's a midweek.
Yep, it's the 11th in New England, then Philly on Saturday.
Yeah,
and then a midweek against the Red Bulls, and then we're back home against Orlando after that. Like that's a really away heavy schedule to start. Not a bad thing though. Not a bad thing at all. Because if you're on the home stretch, inshallah, we're in a playoff race, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna want. I'm saying God willing, right? Like this probably isn't gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen, guys. But if you're looking at a schedule and you got more away games at the tail end of the year or more home games at the tail end of the year, and you're fighting for every point to count, you're gonna want the home games. I think that goes to one of the fan questions because it was about like the sports books or whatever.
Yeah.
Having DC as a bigger underdog against Austin as opposed to Philly. I think a lot of that factors into the fact that we're playing on the road.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking through the entire season. We've got a 3-match streak at home in May.
Right.
But that's not the only time we've got that. We've actually got it again in September as well.
And that's the best time to have that.
But then the last 3 games, 2 of them are away.
Yeah.
So,
but again, if you get 9 points out of 9 of that 3-game homestand, it might not matter that those 2 games are away.
Yeah. And they're at decent times as well. Yes,
it was Black and Red Joe post on Instagram, or Black and Rojo post.
Black and Rojo, yes, yeah.
They asked about the sports books, and that's why. It's probably just because it's a home game.
Yeah.
Right.
And
home game is not a away game.
First match at the Q2 stadium as well.
Yes.
I think it
might be second. Second at most, but
we
played Austin last year at home.
Yeah.
I think the year prior we played them away.
Great.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Talking Austin.
Yeah.
They're a good team. They've got a good
bacon, yeah. They're pretty decent.
They've got some good players. Brendan Heinzike, who I mentioned at the very beginning of the show, still kicking about at Austin. Kind of a one that got away for me personally. I liked him here in DC. I think he'd be really good right now for us. But
saw him as like as an ideal Birnbaum replacement.
Right. Yeah.
Not because he looked like him or anything.
No.
But it was that kind of mold of play.
Exactly.
But he was good with his feet as well.
Right. Exactly.
So,
but we got Kai Rouse now. I guess that's the plug and play swap difference, I think, playing style wise. But
I mean, I'm still not sold on him. He had a decent game at the weekend, but I'm not.
I genuinely think a lot of the issues with this team last year were, especially defensive, were just tactical mismanagement of the team, because it created so many mismatches in the backfield with teams countering us.
Yeah.
That you really couldn't do any. Like, I mean, think about the amount of times where you'd have Bartlett or Rouse back there by themselves defending a 3-on-1.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, Bartlett needs to do better there. And you're like, how? Like, how could he have done better? So I think that could be part of it. I don't know. They've got a really good attack. Facundo Torres, great player. Brendan Vasquez, former, who's in U.S. MMT player, but he's injured.
Yeah.
They've got this guy, Mitro Uzuni, who I have wanted in DC for like, I have the receipts on my phone. This is real. I wanted him in DC back before he even moved to La Liga, when he was playing for Ferencváros in Hungary. I was like, there's this guy. I found him. I think he could be good. He's this like pacey Albanian guy. I think he would be a really good fit for DC United. And then like 4 years later, he signs for Austin FC.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I proved me right. And I will send receipts to you so you can post them and be like, look, Angus was right. You have the receipts.
Are you trying to throw yourself into a scouting job here or something?
I have done it. I almost did it with Sean Howe. I almost did it. Because they did a season ticket member Q&A with Sean Howe, who's the former head of DC United Scouting. This was way back. This was the Lucy Rushton era.
This was back when my last visit to DC.
Yes. Sean Howe was detailing how we were trying to sign a designated player, who they were asking, who was fair to them, was asking unreal amounts of money out of DC for his contract. I believe they said they offered him 200 to a 300% raise on his current contract. And he said no, he wanted more. And they said, no. Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. If you're going to triple a guy's salary and they have the big enough balls to tell you no, you walk away from that, right? Unless they're that guy. And the player that we're speaking of, because I walk up to Sean Howe afterward and I go, hey, I'm curious if this player, because you described him as a midfielder who's a very good free kick taker and blah, blah, blah. And I worked my logic through with him. And then I said, is this player by any chance Ennis Barty? And he gave me this look like a I can't say yes or no to that, but like very clearly the body language and the lead of the answer were, how did you know that?
Yeah.
And also, hilariously enough, was at one point rumored to go to Austin FC, as a player as well. So, Austin, if you hear me, Claudio Reyna don't work there no more, but like,
who wants to work with him these days?
I'll take a job. But regardless, I like Uzuni. I think he's a good player. He didn't have the best year at Austin last year. I think he left a lot to be desired, but it's a new player coming into a new league. It takes time. Did somebody, I don't know if this was, I think it was something, one of the soccer podcasts where somebody had like playing in MLS is harder than playing in like the Champions League or something like that. I saw that take somewhere. Not in terms of like the skill level required.
But the distance you've got to travel.
Right. I think that's what their logic was, but obviously it got clipped to be like, but MLS is really difficult to play in. And it might have been that like Landon Donovan, Tim Howard podcast that's just full of terrible takes for engagement. But I don't know. I thought I saw that somewhere. It doesn't matter.
The Timo Werner take.
Yeah. Can't hit a what is it?
Something about a barn or some. Yeah. It was like you can hit a rat's ass against a barn or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's hating on a guy, and then there's just being absolutely completely wrong. Because
I think he could.
Timo Werner wouldn't be where he is if he wasn't a good player.
Right. And I think he might be good in San Jose. I'm just thinking out loud. He's probably going to be all right.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be Giroud bad.
No, definitely not that bad. That's all time bad.
Yes, I mean, one of the worst DP signings in MLS.
Right. Just absolute all time bad.
Yeah.
Edison Flores level bad.
Oh.
When people bring up the worst DPs in MLS history, that it shows you how bad Edison Flores was because he is forgotten in all of those talks. He wasn't even. He was just flat out forgettable ass. Terrible.
He was the first player I've seen score live for DC United.
That's really funny. I haven't. Do I have it right next to me? Hold on, give me 2 seconds.
It was the last time I was out there would have been 2022. I want to say.
Well, Virgo, yeah.
It's a little while ago now, but against Toronto, where we drew 2-2. I've still yet to see us win live.
I'm gonna go on a quick field trip. I'll be right back with this artifact.
Okay. Well, we'll whilst he's looking for his artifact, it's going to be an interesting game this weekend.
Yeah, I think there was a question too. Like, was that a fluke from DC United, right? Like,
Yeah.
or can we bounce back, right? So I'm not too sure where.
Yeah.
It's let's see the art.
Can't tell. I'm holding
Here we go. Oh no, it's that shirt. Oh shit.
the god awful 2019-2020 away shirt.
The plain white
Plain
tee.
white tee. Yes, it is an authentic plain white tee. So it's like the super expensive one. I didn't pay for it.
Got a wall stars on it as well.
Yes, I won this in a raffle. Okay.
The oldest acceptable way of getting.
As you can see, completely blank. This is a Hanes t-shirt, effectively, with a Lidos ad on the front. But you'll never guess what makes this jersey so special.
Oh no.
It is autographed by Edison Flores.
Oh, it just brought the value down.
Oh, it's funny, but awesome. But somehow you're in the
Flores signed the shirt. It looks like somebody else did too. Is that a Quincy Amiraqua?
Oh jeez.
I don't know. I'll think about it. But that's definitely Edison
Was
Flores.
he there at the same time?
Yes.
Was he?
2019?
No.
Maybe?
Oh no,
Okay.
he would have been, yeah. Because I started the podcast back in 2019.
Yeah.
And he was the first player I had on the show.
Anyways, I thought I'd crack that artifact open because I'm like, oh my god, you'll never get what I have.
That's horrendous. That was awful. What? Because Adidas to go, you know what's a really good away shirt for every team in the league?
I think that's the craziest part is they said every team gets this. Every team.
What? Why?
Yeah. Right. Anyways, back on point.
Back on Austin. So
Austin.
we were just whilst you were grabbing your artifacts.
Yeah.
We were just talking about obviously one of the questions that did come in was last weekend a fluke, and will we be able to repeat the same thing again this weekend?
No.
No.
I'm not gonna say that we're gonna repeat this week. I think it'll be a draw on the high end draw, low end loss, but it's okay.
Okay.
Right? I think that's okay. We're not a team that's going to win every game this year. We're going to have to accept we're going to lose. I would prefer a quality loss over an unquality win. I don't know why I would prefer that, but my logic tells me.
Well, let's make that in.
Listen. We're early in the year. This is an early season take. If you ask me this take, if you come back to this take in September, I'm going to tell you I'm stupid, and that's fine. I would rather we play really, really well and lose 1-0 than play absolutely shit and win 1-0. And the reason I say that is because this is a new group with a new coach who is looking for something to build off of, right? And even if you lose, but your XG, if our XG is 5-0 or like 5 to 0.001 and we lose 1-0, right? That shows that we played really well and that there's something to be taken out of it, right? If this is a burn the tape game and we won, I don't want that because it's going to snowball. I feel like we got away with those wins and past coaches, right? And we like use that as delusion to keep that coach around.
I'm going to highly disagree with that one. I'm going to respectfully disagree.
Please do. This is a dumb take. I'm being dumb right now.
And please leave your comments about how dumb this take is.
No, it's the worst thing. This might be some of the worst shit to come out of my mouth as a fan of
There had been a lot.
Yes. Yes. I've said a lot of stupid things on this show. This might be one of the worst, if not just the worst. But I mean this when I say it. I'm going to look directly at the camera right now. I know in 4 months' time, I will hate this take, but we need to show an identity. And if we lose showing an identity, I would rather have that over playing aimlessly, kicking the ball around, doing nothing with it, and winning 1-0. Because that's all that we're going to continue to do moving forward. That's it to me.
I like the take where you said identity. I think we do need to find our identity, right? And because it's a new group of guys, right? Essentially, right, with a new coach. So I do agree with that, right? But a win's a win at the end of the day. Sorry, you gotta get a win.
3 points.
But plus, I think too, though, like a loss helps the identity, right? It helps the culture, right? Especially if they did play well. But quality well win. Yeah, exactly. So I agree with that, but I want to win, right? I think we all want to watch the DC United win because they were rare in the past.
Yes. We've already won 50% of the amount of home games that in the league that we did last year already. Just going to say that. But I would much prefer a dogged win than a quality loss, because that shows we can win whatever it takes. And that, for me, is a better identity, being able to win no matter what.
Okay.
That's the identity I'd rather have. Rather than playing total football and losing, I'd rather have a dogged win. Because
Well, I think that first of all, I think that our identity isn't total football. Our identity is a gritty team that pins their ears back and grinds out results. But if we're going to try, and I think that that's where you can find a quality loss, right? You can find a quality loss in a team that defended very well, right?
I'd be pissed off more than that. If we'd defended well and we still lost, that would piss me off more. I'd rather.
Sure, but you take that out on the obvious holes in our lineup, which is we're missing a midfielder.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't say that this roster is complete until you fill all big six roles.
No.
Right? So you've got your now four U22s and 2 DPs.
Yeah.
Right? Until we've got that, you can't say this roster is complete. So with an incomplete roster, right, you got to sit here and go, okay, we're going to have to get a result. Let's grind it, right? Let's play well defensively, which we looked good defensively against a top attack in the Philadelphia Union, right? We've got another tough attack coming up against Austin. We've just got to sit. I think we just got to sit back and take care of business. And I would rather lose doing that than win playing like Troy Lesane, where we're just going to throw everybody in the attacking third and say, let's roll the dice.
What about Lasada ball?
That's basically just Lesane ball, but he was nice to the guys, and I like Troy Lesane. Right? I like Troy Lesane. I want this to go on record because I don't want to seem like I'm bashing it. I genuinely like that guy. He's a phenomenal person. Yeah, I had multiple conversations with the guy.
Not an MLS head coach.
Not yet. I think he's had 20 years of experience. He's a very young guy in terms of like where coaches typically are in their age range. His genuine love for the people he works with will carry him to where he needs to go. He just needs to take his lumps along the way and find himself as a head coach. I mean, look at how long it took Ben Olsen to be a successful head coach, and he wasn't even all that successful.
Yeah, I mean, he needed to leave DC, didn't he? Bless him. Be nice if he had that improvement here, but
right.
I'm very happy.
Well, he needed to go be that. He needed to be an assistant coach for like 3 years, but he didn't. He got
on a deep end,
right?
So no, it's assistant time.
No. I don't think anybody will say he did. I have to get going.
Oh,
I know. If you guys want to continue,
we will continue because we still got to go through the final. But before you go, your final take for this weekend's game.
1-1.
1-1.
Lewis scores for us. Uzuni scores for them. I think Lewis scores off a Baribo rebound.
Okay.
So Lewis scores not a tap in by, I don't know, but off of Baribo, shot attempt created for Baribo.
Okay.
Austin saves. Lewis in a late run finishes the chance.
Okay.
And Uzuni scores a free kick.
I'll say that. At the end of the day, if we draw, we can't go below Miami.
No.
And that's all.
I'm going to head out.
All right.
Appreciate it, guys. I will see you guys next week.
Sure. Might see you on the weekend.
We'll talk
for the watch along.
Yes, and we'll talk
about
about Miami
right.
at the very least.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. See ya.
See ya.
See ya. All right, let me just quickly do that. Save the config. There we go. We're now we've got a bit extra room on the screen now. Cool. So for you, for the Austin game, are you going to go with a draw? Are you going to go with a sneaky win? Or
I think we're gonna get 2-1 loss. I think.
2-1? Oh.
Yeah, I think we're gonna lose. I'm just being real. I think we are still finding our identity, right? We're still, getting our pieces together. So I don't think we're completely set. So I think and we're traveling too. So I don't think we'll get the win. Obviously we hope for a win or even a draw. But I think we'll lose as well.
Okay. I'm going to be Mr. Optimistic because it's the start of the season and I'm always optimistic. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
Okay.
I don't think we'll get the clean sheet this week, but I would happily have the 2-1 win, and I think it's not beyond the realms of possibility. I think it's doable. So,
What do you think? You think Baribo's gonna score?
I don't like predicting the goal scores until I actually see them.
Okay.
Because I mean, there's the DCU Discords where they do a prediction league, and you get there's been people who've been predicting the scores and the game-winning goal straight after the last match. I'm like, what happens if he gets injured? I will happily do that, but I don't. Obviously, Baribo will be playing, so I think he will no doubt score. He had a great year last year, and started off really well with us, and he looks an incredible threat. I would love to see Kurikawa whip one in from a free kick.
Yes. Oh, nice.
He's already become a favourite of mine after that performance at the weekend. Just how he looked quick, but I don't think he's actually a very quick player, but he looked quick. And that the link-up play and just that whole performance was it's just what we needed.
Yeah, he played free. It just felt like he was just given the keys and they're like, go. And
Just do what you want.
did. Yeah, literally, just threw him in and he just excelled.
Yeah. So yeah, I would love to see Hopkins score though.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So he had a bit of a run towards the end of last year. And I think it'll be good to see him get back on the score sheet again. So cool. I think that's what Angus went with the draw. You've gone for the loss, and I've gone for the win. So one of us is going to be right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Cool. Let's move on to the fun questions. We've obviously touched on them already. But Black and Rojo Post, no, I think it's just recently started doing a lot of video content. I've been checking them out, but subscribe to them on YouTube. Seems to be going pretty well. Why do you think the sportsbooks have got TC United as a bigger underdog for this game than they did at Philly? I think we touched on that a bit about the fact that we're on the road. Is there any other reason, do you think?
I think just the road is the biggest thing, and then we're still kind of unproven, I'd say. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's going to be kind of for the entire season, unless we go on an amazing win streak. Should one of us do we not cut our hair until we've won 5 games in a row?
No, that'd be a terrible idea.
It would be a long, long time.
Yeah.
It would be a long time. I think when was the last time we won 5 games in a row? Would have been what? 2018?
I couldn't even tell you. Probably.
I think it was when Rooney joined us and we had that insane streak.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think we won 5 games in a row at that point because we had road games. Oh, I'm going to have a look at that up in a bit. The other question that we had was actually a multiple questions. Heather on the DC UK Discord. How's everyone's hopeometer after last weekend? How would you say your hopeometer is for the season?
I'm actually super hopeful. I think after last week's performance, they played amazing, right? And it was something that nobody expected. So, um, I'm super hopeful, right? Hopefully, I don't ride that hope and then it just crashes. But
Yeah, and I think for me, I think I'm very hopeful. But as I said, I'm always optimistic. But after seeing that performance at the weekend, there seems to be a bit more grounding in that hopefully, in that optimism. There's a reason for it now, rather than just being blind optimism, which I'm accused of quite a lot, just my optimism. But actually having the win, having the good performance, means that there's a reason behind it now. Is the new team, new head coach Rene, and new GM, or CSO, whichever job title you want to give him, actually working?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to say like Luis because we haven't seen enough of him, but look at Kurakawa, right? A prime example. Just,
Yeah.
I think you hit, right? It's still early, right? But I think after his performance last week, I think he's going to be just crazy this year.
Yeah. I mean, so far, so good. That's the bit I'm a bit cautious about, because our new GM, Erkut Soga, is unproven in that arena. So be interested to see how the deals get done and whether they actually become really good deals. But so far, I don't think there's been a bad deal yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So far so good. Touch wood. It'll keep going that way. And then overall, we'll use one word to describe how good does it feel to have finally beaten Philadelphia.
Amazing.
I'm ecstatic.
Because no one expected the win.
No, I first win for 5 years against them. The first goal against them since May 2024. It's been almost 2 years since we scored a goal against them. I mean, you're right. Nobody expected it. Everyone's loving it. Can't argue with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And that's the end of the phone question. So, is there anything else before we wrap up the episode that you want to say? Any well wishes? Any messages?
No, we covered everything.
Yeah. Cool. So thank you to everyone who's been listening to the episode this week. This will be going out the day before the match, because we recorded this on the Friday and I need to edit and do stuff to it. But please do follow us on Twitter if you really want to do that. At DC United Kingdom, Instagram and Facebook at DCKFC, and on Blue Sky it's at DCUnitedKingdom.com, because I managed to verify it with the web address. And also, please do make sure you subscribe and leave a nice little rating and a review and comments and all that jazz on this week's episode. So, thank you all for tuning in, and as always, until next time, Vamos United.
Yep.